What's up, guys? I am Switters, and I'm about to show you how to knock out 3 challenges in one game before even round 10. You could do this in like 10 minutes. You can get a Dark Ops challenge done, a Prestige 2 challenge done, and a Hardened challenge done. Like I said, all before round 10, taking maybe 10 minutes to do this. Let's just jump right in. First of all, let's just cover which these challenges are. The first one we're going to look at here is under the Hardened section. It's called Gumption. You need to use 3 legendary Gobblegums in one game, okay? Legendary being the key here. We'll go over this in a minute, but don't get fooled. It has to be 3 legendary, actual legendary. The second one we're looking at here is a Prestige 2 challenge. So if you've not got to Prestige 2 yet, obviously you can't do this yet, but I'm sure you'll be there soon enough. I would wait maybe until you get there to do all 3 of these, like I said, in one game together. It's called Sugar High. Acquire 8 perks before round 10. The final one we're going to look at here is a Dark Ops challenge, so we're covering a lot of different categories here. It's called, well, that was a waste. Use a Perkaholic and then go down within 10 seconds of using that Perkaholic. It really is a waste. I don't love these kinds of challenges, but whatever. If you're trying to 100% complete the game like I am, or at least even get close to it, you're going to have to do these things. First things first, before we even jump into the game, let's look at our loadout and what we're going to go in with. I put on Ether Shroud there just to be safe in case I was going to go down before I was ready to go down. Probably won't need, but might as well be safer than sorry, right? The other thing that's important here, obviously, it's the main thing. Gun doesn't really matter. It's the Gobblegums, your Gobblegum pack. As you can see here, I called it my Legend pack. I have Wall Power, Perkaholic, Wall-to-Wall Clearance, Crate Power, and On the House. Now, something that's going to come up in a minute here as we're going through this, that Perkaholic does not count as using one of the 3 legendary Gobblegums for the Gumption challenge, okay? It should, I think, but it's an Ultra one, so it doesn't count as legendary. It's under Ultra. So you're going to have to use 3 legendaries and 1 Ultra to complete all 3 of these challenges in one game here. Well, eventually you're going to have to use them all anyway. It doesn't matter how many games you do it over, but might as well get them all done in one game. And then from here, this is basically the simple part. The whole setup and really kind of putting these 3 things together, knowing you're going to do them together, is basically the hard part. So the good news is the hard part's done. Now all you got to do really is hop into a game right off the bat, starting on round 1. Just start hitting the Gobblegum machine. The number 1 thing that you want to get, obviously, is the Perkaholic. That's the one specific thing that you absolutely have to get to complete this. Sugar High, the Prestige 2 challenge, obviously, is, like I said, getting 8 perks before round 10 starts. So the only way to really do that is the Perkaholic. Obviously, the Dark Ops challenge, well, that was a waste. You have to take a Perkaholic and then go down within 10 seconds of taking that. So obviously super important. And then the 3 legendary ones, you're just going to keep hitting the Gobblegum machine every round, basically, at the start of the game here. Now, if you do not get a Perkaholic within your first 3 spins of doing this, just go ahead and restart your game. The thing with the Gobblegums in this game is opposed to Black Ops 3, for instance, where in Black Ops 3, if you took the Gobblegum out of the Gobblegum machine, it counted. Whether you actually used it or not, whether you activated it or not, it counted. So it was taken away from your inventory. In Black Ops 6, you do not get charged, basically, that Gobblegum until you actually consume it, until you activate it. So go ahead, if you get, a legendary first 2 spins, it's fine. Don't worry, like I did. Just so long as you get the Perkaholic by the 3rd spin, you're good to go. And by the way, it does not matter at all which legendary Gobblegums you are using. I picked stuff I could actually use off the wall, like, like I said, wall-to-wall clearance, and then I had on wall power, so like I could buy the starting pistols from the wall, have them pack a punch and all that kind of stuff. It's fine. None of that really matters as far as completing this challenge. If you want to continue through your game and going up to the higher levels, think about what you actually want to use. But like I said, it really does not matter which Gobblegums you use, so long as they are 3 legendary ones. Okay, now as far as the actual gameplay, you can see I have my 3 Gobblegums, basically, that I'm going to use right off the bat. But again, this is not the only 3 I'm going to use. I'm going to have to go back to the Gobblegum machine and get a final legendary Gobblegum. So that's going to be 3 legendaries that I use, plus the Ultra, which is the Perkaholic, okay? Just keep that in mind. Again, I think it should count because it's above legendary, but whatever, the game didn't count it for me, as you're about to see. So in the gameplay, we're on round 4 here, and I decide, okay, it's about that time. We're going to use wall-to-wall clearance, and I'm going to buy the starting pistols from the wall here, the GS-45. So go ahead and pop that, and boom. buy this off the wall. Nothing special about it, just costs you only 10 points, which is great. So that's one legendary down, and as you can see on the right-hand side, the bottom right-hand side, you can see the gobblegum, basically the timer kind of rolling down like you're using it, like it's still being active here. So I just let that run out in full, just being safe here. Let it run out in full before I decide to pop my next gobblegum. Right, we're at the start of the next round here. I figure, you know what, okay, let's just go ahead and do this next one here. We're going to do popping on the house. And again, just boom, whatever. Now, this is instant, so there's no counter going down. You see on the bottom right, it's just gone. I use it. It's an instant activation. There's not a timer like wall-to-wall clearance. You have a certain amount of time to buy stuff off the wall. So once I activate it, that's gone. Now, the important thing for the Perkaholic one is you have to go down within 10 seconds of taking it. So you want to be on a high enough round that the zombies will actually be able to kill you fast enough in that 10 seconds to make this count. But you also need to do it before round 10 in order to get the sugar high, the Prestige 2 challenge done. So we're on round 5 here. Obviously, I don't think a spider round is good enough to get me down in 10 seconds. So we're just going to wait a couple of rounds. Here is the super big important part, okay? Important. You should be taking note right now. When you take this Perkaholic, obviously, the whole challenge is to go down within 10 seconds. But we've only used 2 legendary gobblegums. We still have to use another one to complete all 3 of these challenges here. So super duper unbelievably important. When you know you're going to go down, you're going to take your Perkaholic and you're going to get downed on purpose, you need to have a self-revive. So hopefully you've not gone down in the first, 5 to 8 rounds here that we're going to do this in, because you absolutely need to have that self-revive in order to get yourself back up and go ahead and buy that 3rd legendary to complete the final challenge here. So, again, if you've gone down before this part, because you're not going to have enough salvage before round 10 in order to buy another self-revive from the crafting table. So just make sure you don't go down before round 10. So I took this to round 8, as you can see, before I decided to pop my Perkaholic. I think that's plenty of zombies, enough to get me down. I even get myself a little bit damaged before I decide to pop the Perkaholic and run into the whole horde. Now, something that I didn't consider at the time, and you should definitely consider, although you'll see it's still worked out for me. I pop it here, and then, like I said, just run into the middle of them. But my quick revive augment, I have Dying Wish, so that gave me an extra 2 seconds of life. So if you notice my health bar, it went like all the way down and then to jump back up. It was from you having that augment on. But you saw, anyway, it's still, we still went down in time within the 10 seconds to go down, so it's fine. But I would just go ahead and remove that augment from your quick revive if you have it. Okay, so you saw Sugar High pop up there, and then you saw, well, that was a waste pop up as well. But we still have one more to go. Yeah, so unfortunately, Hardened doesn't work with the Ultra, meaning the Perkaholic. So it has to actually be 3 legendary gobblegums from the legendary category only. So whatever, I don't like it, but it is the way it is, and let's get this done because that's what we're doing here. It's a game after all. So I go ahead and use wall power, and this way I'll have these pistols that I can exfil with, get out no trouble, and then you saw the final challenge pop up on screen there. Anyways, guys, if you found this helpful, please drop a like and subscribe, and I will catch you in another video very soon.